menong-nong.
Let us begin. Today is the 5th day of the 2nd month in the 9th year of Channel Group, March 17, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. Chanjin, Chambumunimke, Kangbe, Baro. Let us recite Kajung Mengse.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상천국과 천상천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
To open our opening prayer, may I call our Chonbu couple, Mr. Pedro Bilbar.
Let's pray. Can you hear me? Let's pray. Yes, good morning to you, our dearest, most loving Heavenly Parent, the Almighty God, the Creator of heaven and earth and humankind, and to our victorious, loving, true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. Truly, from the bottom of our hearts, once again, Heavenly Parent, we'd like to express our deepest gratitude for giving us a new brand day today that we are here, attended this Handoke with tremendous gratitude to you, Heavenly Parents, for having these precious brothers and sisters throughout the country and across the world. It is really, Father, Heavenly Parents, your desire to gather all your children throughout the world, to live the heavenly kingdom that you envisioned ever since you created this world and humanity. It is your desire to embrace your children with your love, your loving arms, that really, Father, Heavenly Parents, you can really feel joy and happiness upon embracing all your children. And we pray that this vision can now come into reality upon the great foundation of our victorious true parents who paid up indemnity for the sake of the fulfillment of your will. We are so grateful and thankful, Heavenly Parents, because we meet our true parents. and we receive the missing blessing from them, in which we're able to really, Father, feel the love of God, the love of heavenly parents and true parents in our family, in our tribe, in which truly, Father, you wanted. This family of God can now become visible in the eyes and the heart of men at this time that we are now living in the era of Chinelgo. It's your desire, heavenly parents, that all of us, people in this world, we're now living together, can able to really, Father, relate your heart and able to really, heavenly parents, spread this blessing to all the people living at this time as our true mother, leading us continuously, heavenly parents, with a heart of true mother's love, in order that really, heavenly parents, all the people in this world could be able to find the homeland, the original your ambition, Father, to live this heavenly kingdom. It is now the time that really, Father, people were able to really receive true parents' blessing. And that is our responsibilities as a blessed center families. And we pray, heavenly parents, that we could be able to fulfill that responsibilities, to spread and share this blessing to all the people throughout the world. As our true mother, always urging us to fulfill this responsibility, that we are now living in this providential time, the most exalted time of our lives, that we are directly living with our true parents, our true mother, continuously leading us towards substantialization of this ideal world, that now people could really, Father, enter. Thank you once again for such a great privilege that we'd be able to really, Father, attend you this early morning as you extended our lives, heavenly parents. And we would like to offer all these things to you, heavenly parents, all the amazing blessing that came into our lives. This we pray and offer to you, heavenly parents, truly from the bottom of our hearts. We pray our leaders throughout the world who continuously, heavenly parents, also supporting and guiding all the members. We pray for their safety, their protections, as well as their good health. Most especially our true mother, who really, Father, continuously inspiring to all of us. We pray that really we continue to be united to the support to our victorious true parents, our true mother, leaving us here in this physical world. That really we will live as one united family of God and true parents. We live in order that really, heavenly parents will continue to inspire you, heavenly parents, will continue to gather all your children from this fallen world and bring back to the bosom of God to live in this heavenly kingdom. Thank you once again for such a great privilege and opportunity to do all these things, heavenly parents. We would like to offer all these things to you, and we report this and pray truly from the bottom of our hearts. In our name, Pedro and Miriam Irbal, Blessed Central Family. Jew.
Jew. Let us offer our individual prayer. Jew. Let's offer our morning greetings to our friends and true parents. Good morning, hello friends. Good morning, brothers and sisters. There's now to start our Hondoke reading. We'll call our HQ accounting staff, Miss Manolin Zamora.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents, your parents. Good morning, leaders, elders, brothers, and sisters. Today's reading is taken from Mother of Peace, a memoir by Hak Jahan Moon. Chapter 6, Creating the Road to One World. Continuation. A few days before we departed to Moscow, my husband and I sat down to discuss our plan with senior members of the Unification Church. Some of them tried to dissuade us, arguing that it was too dangerous for us, as notable opponents of communism, to walk into the communist stronghold. No one could derail my husband's and my determination. However, nonetheless, my husband, recognizing the seriousness of the matter, was considering the future. As he looked into the face of each and every one there, he said something unexpected. It's time to decide who will lead the movement when I am not here. All voices were silenced. Again, he looked at the church members one by one and then spoke with care and gravity. Even if I am not here, it is fine as long as Mother is present. His statement conferred on me the serious position of co-founder of the Unification Church. Everyone was surprised at what Father Moon was saying, but I just listened quietly. Having accepted the mission of God's only begotten daughter and the Mother of Peace, for 30 years I had done my utmost to help my husband at the forefront of God's providence to save and guide the world. Now he had made it clear that heaven's authority is equally with father and mother, husband and wife. It seemed he was making the announcement at that moment in case everything unfortunate happened in Moscow. Later, Father Moon decided to share the same message with thousands of New York area members who had gathered to honor the 1990 Parents' Day with us. In his keynote address, he said into the public record that which he had stated our leadership. There in the New Yorker hotel, he declared, even when I am alone, I represent true parents. And the same goes for mother. When she is alone, she represents true parents. Now there is nothing to worry about. Fundamentally, I am the first founder of the church and mother is the second founder. Until today, women have followed men, but from now on, they are on horizontal, even footing. This was not a one-time statement from my husband. At a meeting on June 15, 1991, True Father proclaimed his Gomyong at Clearstone Deep Park Lodge in Canada in the presence of representative Japanese women leaders. The Gomyong is a final decree a king leaves for his subjects before passing away. In this proclamation, my husband declared that after his ascension, I would continue our God-given mission and that the Japanese women leaders should take responsibility to support me. On November 27, 1994, at Belvedere Training Center in New York, Father Moon again announced my public mission as the movement's second founder. At that time, the educational program for 160,000 Japanese women and significant events in certain nations had concluded, so my role was expanding. On that day, I resolved in front of members. Let's all pledge to become the family that will unite and establish the traditions of the true parents. In 1990, a few days after that Parents' Day celebration, my husband and I, with our eldest son Hyojin, arrived in Moscow. The venue was the 11th World Media Conference and the first Summit Council for World Peace, sponsored by the World Media Association and the Association for the Unity of Latin America. During the conference, President Mikhail Gorbachev invited the participating world leaders to the Kremlin Palace. I was the only woman included on the invitation list and was treated very graciously. My husband and I awarded President Gorbachev the Grand Cross Medal for Freedom and Unification, which was presented by Ambassador Jose Maria Chavez, chairman of AULA. We held President Gorbachev's hand and offered a simple benediction: God bless you, Mr. President. Of course, it was absolutely unacceptable under the communist regime to spy for God's blessing in the office of President of the Soviet Union, the epicenter of the ideology driven atheist state. Nonetheless, President Gorbachev was warm with us and struck a friendly tone in our chat after the prayer. Mrs. Hakchahan Moon, he remarked, I do like your traditional Korean dress. It looks beautiful on you. I answered with a smile, the First Lady Raisa always looks beautiful too. Women all over the world respect her. I'm looking forward to the pleasure of meeting Mrs. Gorbachev tomorrow at the Little Angels performance. My husband told me you are a handsome man, and I can see it's true. Through our conversation, the atmosphere became friendly. President Gorbachev's smile was truly warm and bright. I had the impression that we all were flying on the clouds. I thought this is the power of prayer and the hand of God. Ju.
Jude. Thank you so much, Miss Manlin, our HQ accountant staff. Once again, let's give a hand for our heavenly parents and true parents. The next, to share her 10 points of gratitude, may I call Mrs. Juliet Fuentes.
Good morning. So, good morning to all our leaders, both at the national and regional level, the blessed families present, and also the brothers and sisters. So, these are the 10 points, my 10 points of gratitude. Number one, the gift of true parents and the divine principle in my life. So, mm, I always take meeting the true parents and following them as a gift, life changing gift in my life, life changer gift in my life. Number two, this gift of life, every day, waking up to a brand new day, having another chance at life is indeed a gift. Number three, the blessing of good health amidst pre existing conditions and amidst the COVID 19 pandemic and other natural calamities, I considered it a blessing and a gift which I am grateful with. Number four, the blessing of material things that enables me to put food on the table 3 times a day and enables me to complete
Nice. Excuse
my
me po,
ancestors. Yep.
ate.
Uh-uh.
Make it louder po. Kasi hindi, mahina po
Okay.
yung ano.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay
thank
na?
you po.
Okay. Number four is the blessing of material things that enables me to put food on the table 3 times a day. Grant me the capability to complete my 430 generations of ancestors' blessing, liberation and blessing in one go, and capacitate me to support church activities in our area. Number five, I am grateful for the safety and protection Heavenly Parents and my good ancestors has embraced me with. We may not just be consciously aware, but I realized that in all phases of my life, some unknown powers is protecting us from dangers and from people with evil intentions. Number six, I am grateful to those elders and blessed couples in my midst, past and present, who journey with me and my family in our life of faith. Number 6, I am grateful I finally convinced my children to apply for matching and fulfill the required internal conditions. And it's every parent's dream to have their child or children establish their own family, particularly for us in the Unification Church, establish family with the blessing of heaven and true parents. On the other hand, millennials views life differently. They have different priorities. I finally convinced my children to apply for matching. I am truly, truly, truly grateful. Number 8, the gift of family. This family, my husband, my children, who help each other grow and overcome limitations and fully natures in a loving and caring way. Number 9, indeed, sharing with you my 10 points of appreciation is a blessing not everyone can have. So, for having this opportunity to verbally pronounce before you all my gratitude, I thank God and Heavenly Parents. And lastly, the development of digital technology that enables us to connect beyond boundaries and and also enables us to met together like this venue, having Sunday service, morning devotions, and be updated with recent events, particularly the church activities. I am grateful for that. So that's my 10 points of gratitude. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much po. Thank you so much for sharing your grateful heart po and for your hard works po. Once again, let's give a hand for our Mrs. Juliet Fuentes. The next, our offering song, she represents all second gen from Davao City, Region 11. May I call Miss Georgie Joy Ducadis.
Good morning, Heavenly Parent and true parents. Good morning, our precious leaders. And good morning to all brothers and sisters. Today, I'll be singing this song that is dedicated to all of you. And I hope you like this song. Love in your eyes, sitting silent by my side, going on, holding hands, walking through the night. Hold me up, hold me tight, lift me up to touch the sky, teaching me to love.
감사합니다. Thank you so much, Miss Georgie Joy Ducadis, for your wonderful talent. Hope to continue inspiring us, all second generation. And for the next, let us prepare our hearts and mind, physically and mentally, to receive the eternal guidance. Let us welcome our very own national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo T. Halog.
Thank you very much, our brother Yanfield. Thank you. Good morning to our heavenly parents and true parents, to all our beloved leaders, our Chanbo families, our Blessed Temple families, beloved brothers and sisters. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ohayo gozaimasu, annyeonghaseyo. Good morning po to all brothers and sisters who are also joining from other countries. Yeah, thank you very much to all our beloved elders and thus families from Region 11. Thank you so much for that very wonderful song, our sister Georgina Joy. Thank you so much for that really inspiring song. Also, thank you for your inspiring 10 points of appreciation. Our Ate Juliet, fantastic. Thank you very much po. And also our Chonbo couple in Davao, Kuya Pedro and his wife. Thank you po for your touching prayer. So it's really a great morning to join together and attend our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. So today po I will be sharing with you. Now we are episode 46 already since we started our morning devotion. And we are learning many things from our beloved true parents. So yesterday we learned about the value and importance of having children. So today I will be sharing this topic entitled The Inseparable Bond Between Parents and Children. So let us study together. True Father said, no one can change the relationship between parents and children. No one can change the relationship between parents and children. It cannot be rationalized away. No amount of force can destroy it, nor can the lure of knowledge, power, and money. The relationship between a child and his or her parents is undeniable. It is destiny. It is inalienable, no matter how much people may try to break it. Since this relationship, which is derived from love, life, and lineage, is eternal, it can enable us to unite with God for eternity. So we learn already from true parents, from the divine principle, really that this relationship is the center of the universe. So like everything begins from this relationship. This is the root. That's why Father is saying here, this relationship can never be changed. It cannot be rationalized away. No amount of force can destroy it, nor can the lure of knowledge, power, and money. So this relationship, Father said, between child and his parents is undeniable. It is destiny. This is destiny. It is inalienable, no matter how much people may try to break it. So since this relationship, which is derived from love, life, and lineage, is eternal, it can enable us to unite with God for eternity. That's why this relationship is really the most beautiful relationship. This is really the center where God, really created human beings to become His children, for us to really become God's sons and daughters. This is really the main motivation why God created us to become His children. That's why this relationship, this is really the center. This is our destiny, Father said. No one can break this relationship. No one can break this relationship. That's why even though sometimes, there is misunderstanding between parent and child, but whatever situations, is still that relationship cannot deny, right? That is eternal. That is eternal. So Father is saying, since this relationship, which is derived from love, life, and lineage, is eternal, it can enable us to unite with God for eternity. That's why, really, because of this relationship that is derived from love, life and lineage is eternal. It can enable us to unite with God for eternity. That's why, since this is the foundation of how God created this world, that's why no matter what, even though Adam and Eve fell, even though everything was taken away by Satan, right? But since this relationship is, our destiny, this is undeniable. This is really the ones that will connect us to God for eternity. That's why when true parents came, right? And then through the blessing, we were able to once again separate from Satan and once again connected to our heavenly parent, this eternal relationship. Aju, that's why no matter what, this relationship will remain for eternity. That's why our relationship with our heavenly parent, as our parent and us as children, this will remain for eternity no matter what. Aju, True Father said, motherhood is an unchanging principle. Parents and children form an inseparable relationship, especially mother and child. Can you argue with that? Although this is a fallen world, nothing can change the love between a mother and her child. Neither education nor political revolution can touch this bond. It is so even in the animal world. In the way of a mother bear loving her cubs, it will continue for billions of years, eternally, never changing. Motherhood is an unchanging principle. The entire universe revolves around motherhood. When I study through parents' words, when I read, I could really see how much True Father is really emphasizing the importance of being a mother. True Father is also saying that really mothers are very strong, more than men actually, right? So sometimes you could see like women are like they are like weak comparing to the men, but actually being a mother, our mothers, they are really very strong. And then today, True Father is saying that motherhood is an unchanging principle. The entire universe revolves around motherhood. So parents and children form an inseparable relationship, sabi ni Father, especially the relationship of mother and child. This is really important. So nothing can change the love between a mother and her child. That's why really we can see our wife, then with our children. Really unimaginable that relationship. As long as the mother is there, the children has no problem actually, right? So that bond, father is teaching us that what comes from the husband, from the men only is like 0.001. So 99.999 comes from the mother for our children. And then the mother carries the child for 9 months in their womb, and then after the child will be born, the mother again will continue to take care until really the child will grow up. When you imagine the investment of mothers, right? That's why that relationship between mother and child really is cannot really break that kind of relationship. They really fully, very strong bond of heart that was created between mother and child. That's why really amazing, right? Really, mothers, the women, our wives, they how much they really sacrifice to raise up our children, take care of our children from the womb, right? So this relationship, Father said, it will continue for billions of years, eternally, and never changing. That's why how really grateful we are to our beloved true mother, right? To all our wives, to all the mothers, to really taking care of the filial children of heavenly parent and true parents. Of course, we are doing witnessing this time continuously, but really the most really filial children later are our own children, the second generation, the third generation, and then they are being guided and taking care of our mothers. That's why also I'm reminding always our young brothers and sisters, the women especially. Later on, they will become mothers, right? So that's why they shouldn't just think, of whatever what they wanted to do. Most importantly, they need to really prepare well to really become the best mothers, because they will be the ones who will going to raise up, right? The filial children of heavenly parents and true parents. Of course, Father is there, we are there helping, guiding, but really most importantly, really the mothers, the women, right? That's why they will be the ones that will be raising up our children to really become the most filial children of Heavenly Parent and true parents. That's why motherhood, Father said, is an unchanging principle that will continue for billions of years, for eternity, and really never changing. So the universe, Father said, revolves around motherhood. That's how important mothers are, right? That's why now the world now is really revolving, centering on our beloved true mother, right? The physical world now, everybody now is talking about true mother, the mother of peace, the later mother of unification. After true mother will be will be unifying North and South Korea. True mother is really the amazing mother of the world. Aju, that's why the world is revolving now, centering on our beloved true mother. So that's why our wives, the mothers now also, now this is really the time for them to really shine, also following our beloved true mother. Aju, that's why our wives are really sacrificing continuously, the mother of our children, how much they are really sacrificing and working very hard. We're really, really grateful to our mothers out there, our wives, right? So let's really always appreciate them and really thank them. And really, if the mother is weak in the family, also the family is like shaky, you know. But if the mother is strong, you know, and really firm with her life of faith, and then the family will always be in good condition, will always remain strong. Aju, aju. That's why that's how important our mothers are. True Father said we need to respect and attend our parents. To whom do you belong? You belong to your parents and to your children. Then, to whom do your parents belong? They belong to their children and to God. So you should first belong to God, then to your parents, then to your children, and finally to yourself. Therefore, can you attain perfection by yourself? You cannot. That is why moral laws and traditional customs the world over instruct us to respect and attend our parents. That is why these teachings remain and guide our lives to this day. Know that this is the reason we should honor and serve our parents and love our children. That's why this is really the center of the universe, parent and child. That's why if this is really intact and really firm, then the world will really become an ideal place to live in if this relationship. But what happens? Satan destroys this relationship. It's starting from, from the beginning. Adam and Eve, they lost their parents, right? Adam and Eve, they were taken away by Satan from their parents. That's why how painful it is to have a parent, right? So true parents couldn't experience, that kind of love from children. And then also Adam and Eve, they could not attend their parents, right? Because of the fall. That's why the world now is, filled with this tragedy. Parents and children's relationship are breaking down continuously in all corners of the world, right? So children are not honoring and respecting their parents, especially in Western countries. Still, we are very lucky in Asia, right? We belong to this region where really, parents really, children honors their parents. But of course, still many situations now that we are experiencing also. We are being influenced. That's why we have to really, Father, saying today, we really need to respect and attend our parents, right? So especially our second generation that really your parents sacrifice their entire life to support our true parents and really give you the best life that you can have, not only the material things, the physical environment, but really being born without original sin, right? So that's why our second generation, how much you have to really understand the sacrifices of your parents, right? Really, sacrificing everything for heavenly parent and for true parents, for them to really give you the best life that you can have during this time. Also for us, first generation, learning and understanding our true parents, the divine principle, the teachings of true parents. So even though, most of us came from broken families, when we started to learn and understand the divine principle, the teachings of true parents. So we find, way and really, recover that relationship and really show to our parents, our attendance, our love. So that's why if there is opportunity, we have to really do our best and really attend our parents, right? And then they will go, our parents, this is the way to witness to them. They were going to say that really Father and Mother Moon, they're amazing. They could teach you like this, right? So our parents will move, and then also because of this, then we can bring them, we can witness to them. That's why really our life, as children, we really need to honor and attend our parents. So now for us, especially first generation, not only our physical parents, but really how to attend our true parents, really bringing, returning everything to them, returning back everything that they have given us, right? For second generation, really, when you attend your parents, like true parents, fathers saying, when second generation, they really treat well their parents, it's already like you are attending true parents themselves. That's why when you attend really your parents, right? Like really attending heavenly parent already. That's why in our life, the same is true not only as children, but even parents. Father saying here, you belong to your parents and to your children. As children belong to their parents, the same is true with the parents belong to their children. Right? So that is why Father saying here, moral laws and traditional customs the world over instruct us to respect and attend our parents. So know that this is the reason we should honor and serve our parents and love our children. That's why the world should be revolving around this relationship of parent and child. Once this relationship is intact, starting from our own families, and then we share to other people, and then we expand and we spread this. This will really make the world again a better place, centering in this relationship. Aju, Father is saying here, you should first belong to God, then to your parents, then to your children, and finally to yourself. That's why always, really thinking about others first. First is to attend our Heavenly Parent, right? Heavenly Parents is the center, and then our parents, Father said, and then your children, and finally yourself. Therefore, you cannot attain perfection only by yourself. That's why first is attending our Heavenly Parent, and then our parents, right? And then our children, and then finally, lastly, ourselves. That's why it's really, really important, this kind of relationship. So nowadays we could see, especially in the Western countries, right? Children are not anymore honoring their parents, especially once they reach the age of 18. And then they separate from their parents. They live on their own, right? So very sad, actually very sad, that kind of reality that we are facing. Then, it's like when they reach the age of 18, that relationship between parents and children was cut off. Completely, they became on their own, separate on their own. This kind of reality that we are facing now. So that's why we have to really, really educate people and really practice on our own how to really respect our parents and attend our parents. And then also even parents also attending their children, this kind of relationship. Father said life came from love. Since parents give life to their children, children should be willing to give their lives for their parents. Life came from love. Hence, it is logical that we sacrifice life for love. There is no contradiction here. So that's why Father is telling us that most important than life is love. Our life came from love. Because of love, we were born, right? We became alive. And then Father is saying here, since our parents give life to their children, children should be willing to give their lives for their parents. That's why without our parents, we cannot be here, right? So our parents give us life. Of course, heavenly parents, through our physical parents. That's why as children also, since this life is just given to us, right? So Father is saying here, we also as children, it is also logical, Father said, that we also as children sacrifice our life for love. There is no contradiction here. So since, life just came from love. So life can also be, we should be willingly sacrificing our life also for the sake of love. Our love to Heavenly Parent, our love to true parents, our love for our parents. That's why, since this life is just doesn't really belong to us, when we started to, learn about the principle, and then also through the blessing we could regain life, right? So that's why we are also, willing to do everything for our Heavenly Parent, for true parents, not only for our physical parents, but especially for first generation. Without true parents, right? We cannot be reborn. We will remain in the side of Satan, and then still we will remain like we are still dead if we remain in the side of Satan. That's why, because of true parents, because of the blessing, we were reborn, and then we could gain life. Aju, that's why our life here in the physical world now, we were given this opportunity. We have to really be willing to give everything back to Heavenly Parent and to true parents, right? For the sake of the love of God, love of true parents, we have to be willing to sacrifice our own life no matter what. Aju, that's why Father said there is no contradiction here. That's why even our life we can sacrifice for the sake of love, for the sake of, really paying back the love that we have received from God and from our beloved true parents, and also from our physical parents. Father said children should pay back their parents. Children should pay back their parents for the love their parents gave them. When food was scarce, their parents fed them, even while they went about empty stomachs. They loved them at such a cost in order to raise children who will do the same for them. Parents, you should first go to the path of toilsome work and difficulties. Then, with that as a foundation, your children will also go the path of toilsome work and difficulties that can bring comfort to you. Moreover, because you have been filial to your parents, your children will develop filial piety towards you. And by raising such children, you can bequeath a good lineage to future generations. However, if you live only for yourself and neglect your parents, you cannot expect that your children will be filial towards you. This is really very practical and really very important, how to really, teach our children. Father is saying here, children should pay back their parents for the love their parents gave them. Father is saying, parents, you should first go to the path of toilsome work and difficulties. Then with that as foundation, your children will also go the path of toilsome work and difficulties that can bring comfort to you. So, really, we were given life by our parents, and then they really sacrificed for us. So that's why children, we need to really pay back to them. And then Father is also saying here that, we as parents, we really need to first go to the path of toilsome work and difficulties. Meaning we really need to sacrifice and really live for our children. And then based on that foundation, then your children will also go the path of toilsome work and difficulties that can bring comfort to you. So they will also do what the parents is really doing. Right? Of course, sometimes they cannot really understand immediately. But if they continue to see how much their parents are sacrificing for them, so that will become the foundation, then naturally, our children also will do their best, to really bring back and pay back their parents. So moreover, Father is saying here, because you have been filial to your parents, your children will develop filial piety towards you. And by raising such children, you can bequeath a good lineage to future generations. However, if you live only for yourself and neglect your parents, you cannot expect that your children will be filial towards you. That's why how our children will going to learn from us. So if they can see how much also we are attending our parents, especially if we are really living together with our parents, physical parents now. If our children can see how much we are loving and really attending our parents, naturally they will learn, and then they will do that to you as their parent. But if Father is saying here, if we neglect our parents, right, then how can also our parents, our children, if we are not filial to our parents, living with our parents, and then our children cannot see that filial heart toward our parents, also our children cannot be filial towards us. So that's why this time, we are living with our beloved true parents now, with our beloved true mother on earth. So our children can see, even though they're still very young, our second generation, especially third generation, they can see how much we are living our life, how much filial we are in attending and living our life for true parents who have really have given us, this opportunity to be reborn, have given us this life for us and for our children. If our children, our second and third generation, can see how much their parents are sacrificing, living for the sake of others, living for the sake of God, living for the sake of true parents, with this kind of faith, that our children can see, naturally, they will also become faithful. Naturally, they can also live such a life later, right? That's why this time, this opportunity that was given to us as parents of the second generation, third generation, living in this time with our beloved true parents on earth, what are we doing in our life? If our children, I remember last time when we had the Hunduke, also I think that was in the beginning. One second generation gave testimony, gave reflection, and he shared his heart. I think this is for everybody, not only for his case. From Isabella, our brother there, he shared his heart. That his parents always just really working, but really their parents also really sacrificing and doing for the sake of their children. Also, to provide what they need. But the second generation was sharing that time. Because the parents doesn't have time to attend our church, do our activities, like this. So he was sharing actually about this one. And then, he's also missing, his parents always, because they're also busy of work, right? That's why now our children can see what their parents are doing. And then really it affects them so much. And then also it's really not easy for them. That's why tayo po ngayon, the first generation, really how to show to our children now the importance and value of this time that we are living in, especially now with our beloved true mother, right? What is the value of true mother? What is the value of true parents? Because of them, we could have this kind of life. That's why if our children can see our all-out effort and sacrifice to attend and live in accordance to true parents and true mothers' desire this time, naturally our children can follow. Naturally, our children can attend our true parents. Aju? That's why it's really, really important this time to really reflect deeply also as parents, right? While true mother is alive on earth. Our children, even though they are very young, they can understand. We can explain to them. We can explain to them why always, we cannot really be with them. We don't have enough time, even, they can understand already. If they could see how much we are really doing our best, sacrificing, attending our heavenly parent, our true parents, our true mother this time, then also our children can become filial to true parents, can become filial to heavenly parent. They can also, sacrifice their life later and really offer everything back to our heavenly parent and true parents. Aju, that's why, as children, really, we really need to pay back our parents. Not only our physical parents, but, our true parents who have really sacrificed everything for us. Our true parents couldn't really take care of their own children because of us, because of all humanity, because of heavenly parent and all humanity, right? That's why this is now the time, the best time to pay back is while true mother is on earth. That's why true mother is always telling us, I want to recognize you also. Parents, they want, they're very happy if their children started to grow up and doing something for them, how much joy and happiness we can feel, right? That's why our true mother, this time, while living together with us on earth, if we can really accomplish great things this time, how much comfort we could give to our beloved true parents, our beloved true mother. Aju, that's why this is now the best time in our life. That's why this is the golden age, True Mother said. We are living in the golden age where we can really practice really the most filial heart of being really a filial son, filial daughter. This is now the best time. Aju. Father said, who is a filial child? He loves his parents as his parents loved him. A person who lives this way has a foundation to relate with God. The principle of give and take action states that only when a reciprocal base is formed can there be some return. God comes and abides only upon such a foundation. It is a necessary foundation for establishing the kingdom of heaven. So who is a filial child? Father said, someone who loves his parents as his parents loved him. So a person who lives this way has a foundation to relate with God. So that's why we could learn from our true parents. They are the most filial son and daughter of Heavenly Parent, right? That they really offered, everything for Heavenly Parent. The same is true. How can we inherit? How can we really understand the heart of our parent? Our Heavenly Parent, our true parents, their love towards us. And then if we resemble that kind of love, how our parents, how Heavenly Parent and true parents loves us, then that is the way to really become the filial child, loving our parents the way they loved us. Aju. So this is the way to relate with the Heavenly Parent. Father said, this is necessary foundation for establishing the kingdom of heaven. That's why True Mother now emphasize the word hyojong, right? Filial heart. Really, doing things without even pushing us, understanding the heart of our parent. Already we know what to do. So in this case now, in this scenario, in this situation, our True Mother is so desperate, right, to complete the providence. So how can we grasp and understand such a heart? So once we understand True Mother's heart, we will also be very serious in fulfilling our responsibilities, right? And then through the things that we are doing, our responsibility, we can contribute for the fulfillment of the greatest desire of our Heavenly Parent, our true parents, our true mother, Aju. So if we really understand already such love of our parents towards us, right? And then we can become filial child, right? So Father says here that a filial child is someone who loves his parents as his parents loved him. So how much Heavenly Parent and true parents loves us? The same is true how much we can how much we are going to love our parents by fulfilling their wish and desire. A filial child is the ones that will going to fulfill the desire of his parents. Aju, that's why understanding now our situation where we are living in. What is the desire of our Heavenly Parent? What is the desire of true parents? So really to become a filial child, we will going to really strive and really do our best to fulfill our parents' desire. That's why we are really so fortunate living in this time. So that's why Father said, this is the necessary foundation to build kingdom of heaven. That's why now True Mother is really emphasizing more, about hyojong, filial piety, having a filial heart towards our true parents. If we develop this, then naturally we will going to fulfill the expectation of our parents, and we really can build kingdom of heaven. While True Mother is on earth. Aju, aju. So we were really given this once in a lifetime opportunity. True Father said, "Who can live in the kingdom of heaven?" Therefore, sons and daughters who can live in the kingdom of heaven are those who willingly paid back the debt of their parents' love. When your parents became old and senile, you should willingly and gladly attend them. You can think about how when you were an infant, your parents changed your diapers and wiped you clean. You should not feel anything difficult in doing this. It is natural for a filial child. That's why sabi ni Father dito, who can live in the kingdom of heaven? Those are the sons and daughters who willingly paid back the debt of their parents' love. So that's why, how can we really pay back our parents? Palagi natin sinasabi mga Pilipino, di ba? Actually, this is really good somehow in our country. Laging sinasabi natin, lalo na yung mga lumaki sa probinsya, who have really very close ties with their parents. Lagi natin sinasabi, we are studying, we are, sacrificing, we would like to do our best so that we can pay back our parents. Later on, it's really good in our country. In some Asian nations, still we have this kind of thinking, right? Really, actually in the Philippines, mostly people here are just thinking for their parents. Kaya nga minsan hanggang dun lang yung limitation, but at least, Filipinos, tayo, with this, still we have this kind of, thinking in the Philippines. Always just one thing. Yung iba nga, okay na sila basta mabigyan lang na magandang buhay yung mga magulang nila, yung family nila. So that's why many Filipinos go abroad, they work abroad for their parents to attend and really pay back their parents, right? So especially Father saying here, when your parents become old, and senile. So who you should willingly and gladly attend them. So the sacrifices of our parents, we could imagine how much they took care of us when we were an infant, when we were still babies. That's why when our parents grow old, then this is the time to really take care of them. Kaya nga, it's really good when pag tumanda na yung mga magulang natin, then we can attend them. We can also realize how much they have sacrificed and took care of us when we were young, when we were babies, right? It is like natural, sabi ni Father, for a filial child. It is natural. So people who can go to the kingdom of heaven, Father saying here, are the people who are willingly, paying back the debt of their parents' love. That's why, this is just beyond our physical families, physical parents. That's why true parents really sacrifice. They are the ones who really sacrifice for us. That's why what can we offer? What we can give them while we are living on earth, and then while also true mother is living on earth. This is really the best time to do and really sacrifice for heavenly parents and true parents. Aju, aju. So how can we really raise up such people? And starting from ourselves, that are really willingly paying back everything, and then based on this practice and foundation, also our children can follow. They can also imitate and resemble us. Father said, unity with your parents connects you with both realms of heart. Your parents tell you to be filial. Why? They want you to participate in the same path of love that they walk, a path that centers on the parents. Yet there is more. The path of parents' true love leads to a relationship with the invisible God. Unity with your parents connects you with both realms of heart, invisible as well as visible, vertical history as well as horizontal history. That is why your parents teach you to become a filial child. That's why our unity with our parents, Father is saying here, connects you with both realms of heart. So the path of parents' true love leads you to a relationship with the invisible God. So that's why without, going through our parents, that's why going to this vertical line, this is where can we eventually later on, finally, we can connect to Heavenly Parent. That's why Father is saying here, the path of parents, true love, leads you to a relationship with the invisible God. Unity with your parents connects you with both realms of heart, the invisible as well as visible, vertical history as well as horizontal history. That's why this relationship, this is everything. Relationship of parent and child, it opens all the doors, and really connects you to all directions. That's why once we, are clear with this relationship with our parents, it will connect us directly, and really opens the way and really connects you to all directions. That is why your parents teach you to become a filial child. Aju? So Father said they do not know this principle. Yet today, many people question, why should I live a life of filial piety? Especially people in America think that way. They even wonder, did our parents ever think of giving birth to me? Or did they just happen to conceive me while making love? They do not know this principle. Because also of the practice of free sex in America. American people have this kind of mindset. They don't really value and honor, they're saying, Father saying here, did our parents ever think of giving birth to me? Or did they just happen to conceive me while making love? Because of the practice of free sex in America, right? That's why, the children also, that's why they're not honoring their parents, right? They are saying that, they were not planned to be born like that. So maybe just because of this, free sex culture there, and then they were conceived. That's why these children also have this kind of mind in America. But because Father's saying here, because they don't know this principle of parent and child, the relationship of parent and children, they don't know this, right? That's why really chaos. Can you imagine children having this kind of mind from their? So how can they honor? How can they attend? How can they even serve their parents? Right? They will really ignore their parents with this kind of mind because they do not know. So that's why Father said, they really need to know this principle. We need to teach them. If only children can understand, then naturally they will going to attend and serve and, honor their parents. And then based on this, we can really build kingdom of heaven. That's why countries, with having, without this practice, relationship between parent and child, really, these countries will going to perish. Aju, this is the reality. That's why without knowing the principle, without understanding this, center of the universe, parent-child relationship, then the world will be destroyed. True Father said, we should connect to vertical standard. The vertical standard must set before a horizontal standard can be set. For instance, when we construct a building, we first make sure that the beams are vertically straight and then we align them horizontally. Otherwise, the building will fall down. Therefore, while living in the world, we should connect to the vertical standard. So always we are reminded about this one. The pillars and beams is really, really important. What is the most important? We should connect to the vertical standard. So the vertical standard must set before a horizontal standard can be set. So that's why if this standard is weak, everything will collapse, right? Everything will collapse. That's why this relationship, vertical relationship towards our parents, right, to Heavenly Parent, if this is strong, everything will be okay. But if this is weak, everything will collapse. The same is true with the house, right? If the pillars is weak, what will going to happen when strong typhoon come or earthquake come? What will going to happen? The house will collapse. So that's why, therefore, Father said, while living in this world, we should connect to the vertical standard. That's why this relationship, vertical standard, this is the most fundamental, right? This is the most fundamental. So based on that foundation, then we can go horizontal. That's why it's really, really important, our relationship with our parents, and especially our relationship with our true parents, our relationship with Heavenly Parent. That's why this vertical, sometimes, for Filipinos, actually, what is really challenging sa atin sa life of faith natin, Filipinos are too horizontal. Very horizontal kasi tayo minsan, kaya very difficult to build yung vertical relationship natin. Kaya nga, minsan, we can see, brothers and sisters, minsan, already matagal na rin sila, but still they couldn't develop much their life of faith kasi nga Filipinos very, very horizontal. This is really the practice na natin, very, very tayo. So minsan we become so, yun nga, horizontal, and then neglect natin this kind of relationship, the vertical one, which is the most fundamental, which is the most important. Kaya nga, once this is really built up very well, then everything will just follow. Susunod na lang yun siya. Pero kapag tayo is nakafocus lang tayo sa horizontal na relationship, and then this is very difficult to build up this. Kaya nga, really, of course, it's not just about being religious person, but actually this is the relationship which the universe is centered on. That's why with this, everything will be okay. Aju? That's why we should connect to the vertical standard. Father said, we are living in the last days. Yet these days, children are denying their parents. From that starting point, they go on to the flaunt basic human ethics and morality. This negation of morality is a sign that we are living in the last days. Unification Church members, do not dance to the rhythm of this present trend. Instead, uphold a firm and true connection with your elders. Parents must establish it. Children must establish it. And educators must establish it. So that's why this is really very important reminder of our beloved true parents. So we shouldn't, follow this standard. So we can see outside, talagang this relationship is being really challenged nowadays. With the parents and child relationship. That's why for us, sabi ni Father, uphold a firm and true connection with your elders. Parents must establish it, children must establish it, and educators must establish it. That's why in our own families, our second generation, really, you have to really honor your parents. Number one, yung mga magulang ko na, despite, in the past, there are really difficulties, how much our parents really sacrifice so much, actually, for the providence, for Heavenly Parent, for true parents. And so now, this is now the time to really understand more also their sacrifices and really honor them the most. Our elders, mga elders natin who have sacrificed, right? That's why we have to honor them. We couldn't have this foundation without them, those who have sacrificed. Kaya sabi ni Father, uphold a firm and true connection with your elders for us in our movement, right? And then sa mga young generations, to your parents, sa mga magulang natin, right? And especially our second generation. Really, I could see some, difficulties of relationship also of parents and children among our blessed families. But really, our second generation, really, your parents sacrificed so much for our heavenly parent and for our true parents, for you to have this kind of life now, living together with our beloved true mother. That's why really, please really attend and honor your parents who are attending our heavenly parents and true parents for how many decades already. Really, let's really build this kind of community where the relationship of parent and child in our community, our family is really intact. That cannot see any, if people, our community can see this, that our blessed families, the relationship of our blessed families are really undeniable, that really so loving, really a model. Naturally, our community will change, our nation will change, and then the world will change. And you imagine, we were spread all over the world, our blessed families, our Chonbo families, brothers and sisters, right? And you imagine, if this relationship is really very clear and intact, naturally we can change the culture, and then the society will follow us, because actually this is the desire of people, naturally, from our original mind, right? That's why if we can really create this kind of relationship in our own families, in our own community, naturally this world will going to change. Aju, aju. That's why we are really the hope of this world, to really lead all people, and really show to them based on the example of our beloved true parents, right? So we are now the living testimonies. We have to testify to the world, Aju, and then really we can really change this world. We can change the culture, and then with this kind of intact relationship between parent and child, then naturally our community will be transformed, and then one day our nation and then the world will completely transform and be able to be claimed by heavenly parent. Aju, aju. So really, this relationship, this is the center of the universe, parent and child relationship. That's why as a child, we have to really honor our parents. We have to really be willing to sacrifice even our life. The same is true. The parents already naturally, they are willing to give everything and sacrifice for their children. But also as children, we have to, have the same heart. So once this is intact, then this relationship, which is the center of the universe, the entire universe revolve around this relationship. Aju? And then once the society will going to see that the people who are following true parents really are practicing this kind of relationship, naturally, all people around us will come to us. And then this is really the time, really, that we can really build the substantial kingdom of heaven on earth. Aju? Aju. So once again, let's really offer our gratitude to heavenly parents and true parents for such amazing guidance again today. So thank you very much, my beloved leaders, plus families and brothers and sisters. May heavenly parents love and blessings be upon you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Aju, thank you so much. Once again, let us give a hand to our heavenly parents and true parents, and also to our very own national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. And the next, for reflections, is there anyone who wants to volunteer? None? May I call? She is a Filipino Japanese blessed couple, or Mrs. Nove Caballero.
Good morning. Good morning, heavenly parents and true parents and all leaders and brothers and sisters. Good morning. Today's reflection that I want to share. Thank you very much for this opportunity that I can share today. Today, the message of our national leader about the mother. I want to share that my mother, uh, my mother passed away already more than 30 years ago. Because of my mother's pass away, uh, I I met the movement because when my mother passed away, I was 18 years old. Since that time, I I was thinking about what is the life. Because my mother is very good mother to us, but my mother was um, suffer so much by cancer, and then I was I was really wonder what is the life is. Even very good person, not yet really feel the happiness well, then she passed away. So because of that, I was wonder, and then also that because of that, I was met the divine principle, and then during the my mother was suffer, I remember that when I know that my mother was cancer, then maybe around 2 years that her life left. What I think I thought is what I can do for my mother, how I can give happiness to my mother before my mother go to spiritual. That's what I'm I was thinking. So what I want to my mother to be happy. So what is the my thinking that time is I want to be good daughter. I want to show I'm good daughter. Then I don't want to my mother worry about me. That's what I was thinking. So always I'm thinking now that true mother, about true mother. uh, uh, True mother always show us filial daughter in front of heaven parents. So now true mother was really working very hard since a true father went to spirit world. It's very difficult path that true mother take responsibility. What the true mother promised to heavenly parents and true father, that about save all people, bring back to the heavenly parents, give the blessing to the all people. That promise that mother promised to heavenly parents and to father, that's only that the mother is always thinking and doing, praying for the all people of the world. So now I'm always thinking that I don't want to regret that when my mother went to spirit world, I was regret because I'm not good enough daughter for my mother. So that's why now, and when the true father went to spirit world, also I regret that I cannot really show that as very good daughter, and also our family is not enough as blessed family before father went to spirit world. That's why now the true mother is still here in this physical world and they lead us. So I want to show, then also I can take responsibility when true mother is still here. We are always have good sample that show us that, of course, true mother, and also our leaders like Dr. Yong before, that show us that what is really the filial sons and daughters, and also our leaders, Dr. Kittel's couple, and also the regional president, Reverend Holy Couples, and also the Kuya Julius, Kuya Loni, Kuya Leo. Our elders is show us that for filial children, for our heavenly parents. So I also want that to be the filial daughter. And then that is really way that I want to show and give happiness, joy and happiness to heavenly parents and to parents. So now I received that this morning the words from heavenly parents. I'm very grateful, and also the reminding about our what our heart is always that I want to give gratitude and happiness to our heavenly parents and to parents. So very grateful this morning. Also that I want to share that now actually that I was not meeting even our double region members so long time because there is many difficulties in family. But since Dr. Yon's Hondoke start, we have also the home group chat with our Japanese sister in Mindanao. So since that I have home group chat every week with our Japanese sister in the Mindanao sisters in the Jinsan, the Setsuko-san, and then Cagayan de Oro, Natsuki-san, and now in Japan, Yukiko-san and Hideko-san. I have every week home group. Through that home group, sharing through the through mother's autobiography, and also Hundoke in the morning, and also other Sunday service or some we shared our reflection every week. Through that, we really received the many God's love and protection and guidance. So now we have also 22 sisters, Japanese sisters. We make condition for our true mother, and then also our Vision 2027, and also for the Philippine Providence, and also for our blessed family and second generation, third generation. We really are grateful that we can have this condition together with sisters. That because of that, we receive many God's guidance, every parent's guidance every day. So now we are grateful that we can join every morning in the Hundoke with our leaders, all members in the Philippines, and also even abroad, that we join together the Hundoke, that many heavy parents and true parents give guidance and love to us. So I pray because of that prayers and condition, that even there is many difficulties in all members of all couples, because this is the last day, but we can overcome. Then we can also inherit the heavenly parents and true parents heart, and also we can receive many blessings. So even still, I'm on the way to overcome, but I'm very grateful that our heavenly parents and true parents, and also the leaders, of course, our ancestors, then also our members that always pray for us. Thank you very much. That's all my reflection. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much po, Tinube. Take care po always. And yes, next, since we have a limited time, we'd like to request for the next reflector to shorten their reflection a little bit. So yes, may I call our Mrs. Leila Granay.
Is that me? Hello?
Yes po. Hello.
Actually, I said I'm not going to share. First, I would like to, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'd like to say thank you to the parents of heaven and earth and humankind, the true family, and all the absolute good spirits, and actually the whole cosmos, because True Father said, we're a microcosm, right? We are one body. And I'm not, okay, let me say, I want to talk about true parents, because the topic for today is about parent and child relationship. And there's only one thing I want to emphasize about the relationship of true parents and Hyojinim and Hongjinim, because they are really the perfect children who form the four-position foundation now. And actually, when Hongjinim went to the spirit world, true parents said that he was taken by the spirit world. You know, he pays indemnity for instead of True Father, because at that time when True Father was speaking in Korea, there are 36 people who wanted to kill True Father at that time. So Satan took Hongjinim's life. And also we know that Hongjinim really gives life, you know, just in the moment, like never even thinking about himself. That instant, he just gave his life, you know. So he was always ready to die for true parents, for his parents. And also Hyojinim, I just read recently that actually Hyojinim decided to go to the spirit world. So if you go to tparents.org, in 2011, Father went to Komondo and he talked about Hyojinim. And he said at that time, Hyojinim asked Daimonim that he wants to go to the spirit world. He wants to see the spirit world to see about your parents. But, you know, true for
Hello?
Lai.
Hindi marinig, Lai.
Since so, yung question, let's proceed na sa ating final message. May I call ang Regional Vice President of or Dr. Once again,
here.
let's have me to welcome our very own Regional Vice President of Heavenly Asia Pacific 2, our Reverend Julius B. Malikdam. Welcome po.
Yata siya, Yep.
Nakamute po.
Okay, thank you very much to our national leader, and good morning to all brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining this amazing Hundukhe. We are receiving so much love and guidance every day, and I know that all of us have deep reflections every day, and actually this is very important. Thank you to all the brothers and sisters who shared in this Hundukhe. We're sorry na hindi natapos yung sharing ni Ate Leila. So the topic is about inseparable bond between parents and children. Every time we talk about this, I know many of our blessed families can relate. No one can change the relationship between parents and children. Why? As True Father said, anything that is based on love, life, and lineage, this is eternal. And this is our vertical connection to God. In the very beginning, before God created everything, He already have a blueprint. And He started creating step by step. However, what is the motivation why He started to create? It is because of that love towards His children. So, nandun na yung desire niya to be able to substantiate that love towards His children. And this is what we call the parent-child relationship. So the basis of everything that God created is based on that parent-child relationship. That is why we say that the center of the universe or the cosmos is the parent-child relationship. So this is our connection to God, and this is eternal. You know, I think many of you have heard True Father is talking about two kinds of destiny. One is just the ordinary destiny, and the other one is what we call ultimate destiny. And then Father said this ordinary or just destiny is, for example, your fortune. So if you were born poor, then you can change that fortune. You can become better in the future. However, there are things that are based on God's original plan that we cannot change. Example, your birthplace, your birth, your parents. So no matter what, you cannot change your parents. You cannot change your children. So no matter what, how much you wanted to separate, these things are inseparable. So this is what we call absolute destiny. And then True Father even emphasized anyone who goes against this absolute destiny will decline, Father said. So, and we can see that in the Western culture, no? This kind of connection between parents and children is being challenged. And so we can see also the decline of morality because of this. So True Father emphasized, and I would like to quote once again in the reading shared by our national leader, however you develop, it can never change the fact that you were born as the son or daughter of your parents. Actually, this is so important, no? Kahit na magbago yung tradition, yung culture, the outside culture, the society, no matter how much we develop technologically, but we can never change the fact that we were born from our parents. So this is absolute destiny. And then when we study the divine principle, isn't it that the children should reciprocate the love from their parents? And the divine principle is very clear. Sabi doon, the beauty the children return in response to the love of their parents is called filial piety. And so when we think of this, no, and then True Father also mentioned, and I would like to quote again, sabi doon, for whom do you belong? You belong to your parents and to your children. You know, this is actually very amazing. One time when we had a gathering in Korea, that time it was recognizing mga HTM. And then in a special gathering, Reverend Johan Lee was invited, that time by Dr. Yong. And then I think that time Reverend Johan Lee was around 98 years old. And then he went up to the stage and then tinanong niya, sino yung mga nandito ngayon? And then Dr. Yong explained, these are HTM, Heavenly Tribal Messiahs. And then Reverend Johan Lee started to share. And then in the beginning, I thought there was something wrong with the translation, the English translation, because Reverend Johan Lee said, parents need to practice filial piety. First, children need to practice filial piety towards their parents. And then he goes on by saying, parents also need to practice filial piety to their children. And then he continued, he said, husband need to practice filial piety to their wife, and wife need to practice filial piety towards their husband. And then I thought, oh, there's something wrong maybe with the translation. But later on, when we started sharing about this, it's true. Because Reverend Johan Lee was talking about the spherical realm of love. It doesn't matter anymore. Position does not matter. In the realm of love, in the realm of true love, no, that practice of filial piety, attendance, respect, service, reporting, all of this, hindi na, that position doesn't matter anymore. That's why we learn from our children, they learn from us, we learn, husband and wife learn from each other, and this attendance, no, that the position doesn't, we don't mind the position anymore. This is the realm of true love. At this time, we're so grateful. True Mother have been emphasizing about Hyojong, HJ. That's why even True Mother put HJ everywhere. This coming March 27, we will be having the Hyojong Blessing Festival. Now, so why True Mother is always putting in front HJ, Hyojong? Because this is the culture the True Mother is emphasizing. This is practicing the culture of kingdom of heaven. So this is a beautiful culture that we need to practice while on earth. Before going to the spirit world, we already live in that culture of Hyojong. So that is why this, we cannot deny, the culture of Hyojong is real. No? Who can deny the stimulation that parents get from their children? No? So it's not only based on attendance or paying debts, but it is because of love. No, the motivation should be based in love. That's why Mother attached the word Jong, which means heart, filial heart. No, it's not just a mandatory or like no choice. That's why we have to attend. No, but because of the motivation of love, that's why we are attending our parents. So anyway, brothers and sisters, through filial piety is the root of all virtues. And then even True Father emphasized so much about the value of filial piety. Sabi niya, anyone who practice filial piety, even though there are 12 pearly gates in the kingdom of heaven, you don't have to worry. All these gates will be open. So ganun in-emphasize ni True Father ang value ng filial piety. And even in the Bible, both in the Old Testament, New Testament, minention doon, honor your father and your mother so that you may live long. Both in Exodus, Ephesians. So both in the Old Testament and New Testament. Ganoon ka-importante ang filial piety. So anyway, as True Father said, the time for us to become God's filial children will not always be there. It does not exist in the spirit world after our death, Father said. So that's why the way to practice filial piety is while we are on the earth. So that's why we need to attend True Mother. Attending True Mother means following the direction of True Mother. That means we need to be involved in the current providence that True Mother is leading us as of this time. So thank you, Heavenly Parents. Thank you, True Parents, for this guidance today. And let's build, practice, the beautiful culture of Hyojong. Let's all have a blessed day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much for the reminders. And once again, let's give a hand to our very own Regional Vice President of Heavenly Pacific Asia 2, Reverend Julius B. Malikdem.
Thank you.
Thank you po. And lastly, again, for our closing prayer, may I call our BFD Coordinator, Region 11, Mrs. Claudeline.
Ano na, Mama? Ano yan?
Let us pray. Good morning to you, our most beloved Heavenly Parents and the victorious parents of heaven, earth, and mankind. Heavenly Parents, we thank you so much for our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halo, and also to our Reverend Julius Militär, for giving them compassionate and sincerity for this morning devotion. They really invested so much effort so that we can deeply understand the words of our two parents. Heavenly Parents, we can feel your heart. That's why you are calling all your children that we should pay back your parents for the love your parents gave them. And parents, we should first go the path of toilsome work and difficulties. Because as a filial children, we have to honor, love our parents as our parents love us. Thank you so much for everything this I report to you in our names. Alexander and Claudeline Persia. Bless Central Family. Adieu.
Adieu. And let us have our individual prayer. Adieu. Adieu. And let's give a hand to our heavenly parents and true parents. And it's time. Also, lastly, let's also offer our morning greetings to heavenly parents, true parents. Morning, friends. Morning, leaders. Good morning, brothers and sisters. And to give our news and announcement, I call Atiyev.
Thank you so much, Brother Yanfil, for hosting our morning devotion. Once again, let us give on to our brother Yonfil Persia, our second generation from Davao region. And let us also thank all our blessed families and members who participated for today's morning devotion. Thank you so much po.
Now for our news and announcement from Bless Family Department, an update for the HJ Youth Blessing Festival. So, hindi ko makita. So, new title of the event. Previously, it was Yojong Blessing Festival, officiated by the true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. Now, it changed to Yojong Youth Blessing Festival, officiated by the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Dated, previous date was March 20, 2021, and then it changed to March 27, 2021. Then member participants should be members at least 13 years of age who wish to receive the blessing in the future, and their parents, including spiritual parents. Thus, young people aged 12 years old are encouraged to join the event. Second, single candidates currently in the matching process and engaged couples. Third, personnel in charge of matters related to the blessing and matching supporters on national, sub-regional, and regional levels. Deadline of registration is extended until March 25th, 2021. So the name list will be submitted and reported to IHQ. Next, for the goal of Philippines, we have 2,100, and as of today, we have 891 registered participants. So we need to have at least 500 from second gen, 700 from first gen, and 900 for other participants like blessed members, parents, and others. Next. Then there is also a third Asia Pacific online parents matching convocation on April 3 to 4, 2021. Deadline of registration is on March 26, 2021. For more information, please contact your local BFD coordinators. Next, for the 2021 Yojong Cosmic Blessing Ceremony, officiated by the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, it will be on April 25th, 2021. Venue is in Korea, Chongshim Peace World Center. For other countries, churches approved by the regional HQ. So here in Philippines, only here in Philippine HQ po. So for the participants, match single first generation members, match single blessed children, and previously married couples. Couples who are in different locations can receive the blessing given that the conditions set by the international headquarters are satisfied. Please contact your local BFD coordinators for more information. Thank you. So blessing donation is $500. The blessing donation is paid individually. It is a requirement that includes the blessing and registration fee. However, other particulars such as the blessing ring, outfit, and accommodation fee should be prepared by the couple separately. So that's all for the announcement. And yeah, once again, let us give a hand to our Regional Vice President, Dr. Julius B. Malikdem, to our National Leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog, and to our host for today's morning devotion, Region 11, Davao Region. Thank you so much po. And to all our brothers and sisters, thank you for joining our morning devotion. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Kamsahamnida. Thank you very much, NL. Thank you very much, Ren Julius.
Thank you. Let us
Very much, host Davao City. Julius. Thank you, NL.
Thank you, Sir LA.
Thank you very much. Amazing grace and love.
Thank you po sa message.
Thank you, Dr.